Hey guys, so it's time for Junie B, Chapter 6. This is so funny, isn't it? Isn't this book just so funny? I love Junie B. She has a good spirit about her. She's pretty interesting, isn't she? She's the main character in the story. A character is someone in the story that plays a part, and the main character is the most important person in the story, and that is Junie B in our book. Okay? Now, if you remember correctly, in Chapter 5, she was at the nurse's office because she couldn't see the words on the board. And so now the nurse is going to play a game with her. And the chapter that we're reading today is Chapter 6. It's called the E Game. I sit in my chair next to Mrs. Weller's desk, and she asked me lots of questions. First, she asked me how I liked my summer vacation. Then she asked me how I liked first grade and how I liked Mr. Scary. This is called stall talk, I believe. Finally, Mrs. Weller stood up. Have you noticed the eye charts I have hanging on my wall, Junie B? She asked, and she pointed at them. Eye charts are posters that help us test our eyesight, she explained. I have two different kinds, see? One has alphabet letters on it, and the one on the right next to it is filled with funny E's, and that one is called an E chart. I looked at that funny thing. I'm going to show it to you. Those are some funny looking E's, huh? Whoa, I said. Those are the craziest E's I ever saw. They're backwards and forwards and upside down. You're right, said Mrs. Weller. The E's are all mixed up, aren't they? And today, you and I are going to play a game with those mixed up E's. It's called the E Game. After that, Mrs. Weller got a little paper cup, and she showed me how to hold it over one of my eyes, like this. We're going to be testing each of your eyes separately, she said. While one eye is hiding under the cup, the other's going to play the game, okay? I shrugged my shoulders because what choice did I have? Mrs. Weller showed me where to stand to play the game, and then she went back to the E chart. All right, she said, now each time I point to one of these E's, I want you to tell me which direction it's facing. Are you ready, Junie B? I shrugged again. Then I hid one of my eyes behind the cup, and Mrs. Weller pointed at the first E. I pointed my finger up. That one's facing up towards the ceiling, I said. Good, she said. Excellent. I felt a little better inside. Mrs. Weller pointed to the next E. And guess what? Whoops. I turned my finger down at the floor. That one's facing down, I said. Mrs. Weller smiled and nodded. I stood up a little taller because this wasn't as hard as I thought. After that, the nurse kept on pointing at more E's, and I kept telling her which direction they were facing. Right, left, down, left, up. I stopped and grinned. Hey, what do you know? I'm a breeze at this game. Right, Mrs. Weller? Right, I said. Mrs. Weller winked at me. We're almost done, she said. Only a few more E's to go. She pointed to a new row, and there was a fuzzy smudgy next to her finger. Whoops, I said. What happened there? Did somebody spill something on your chart? Mrs. Weller did a little frown, and she kept pointing at the smudgy. Can you tell me anything about this mark at all, Junie B? She asked. Yeah, it's a smear ball, I said. Mrs. Weller moved her finger over a little bit. What about this mark here? Can you tell me about this one? I stared and stared at that thing. That one's a toughie, I said. Finally, Mrs. Weller came over to me. That's fine, she said. You did just fine, Junie B. After that, we played the same game with my other eye. And guess what? I saw 3 more smudges and a smeary. After I was done, I sat down in the chair again. Mrs. Weller, she said, I need glasses. I do not like Mrs. Weller. How many of you all have glasses? I can think of a couple of you that I know for sure have glasses. I have glasses. And guess what? When I don't have them on, I see lots of smudgies and smearies. So, wearing glasses when you need them keeps your eyes strong and healthy so that you can see and read and play and be safe when you're walking so you don't run into something. So, Junie B doesn't seem excited about her glasses, but hopefully she'll learn to love them, just like I love mine. All right, you guys have a good day, and I'll see you soon.